to let me know how the audio sounds.
When it pops up, I'll let you know. Oh, here it is.
Mic check. Mic
I hear
check.
you. I hear you, Paul.
Okay. Do you hear everything?
And I sound good.
Mic check.
Yeah, you guys are all good.
All right. Just went live. Make sure we're live on the right channel. There we are. Tweeting it out, and we're good to go. Sorry about that, guys. There's a lot of guys on COD. Maybe they'll pull up a tab for us. Tweet it out if you guys want to send that in the chat. All right, are you guys good to go?
Yep.
All right.
Sure.
Let's go ahead and get started here. We are live with week 13 of the We Know Ball College Football Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Paul, joined by my lovely co-hosts. I will start out with you, Mr. Bryce.
What's up?
And then we have is the GOAT, Stiggs, GOATs of the group.
Yes, sir.
And then, as always, staying in the right sports season, we have Adam.
Hello. Wrong sport, by the way. It's basketball season.
Stop. We're not doing that tonight. Sorry for last week. That is on me. So we will move on here to the first game. We got the Week 12 games recap. By the way, Adam, when you pull up the stream, does it actually go to all four corners of it, or does it just have like gray bars on the side? I can change
Gray
that.
bars.
Okay.
Gray bars.
Okay.
Yeah, great picture we're using here, by the way. Yeah,
By the
great.
way, also, yeah, I know, right? Shout out to Sketchy. He updated the slides, as you guys can see. We got a little bit of info about the players and how they played. So Georgia, Texas, who's taking us away?
Yo, I got that one. Georgia has Texas number, doesn't it, boys?
Mhm.
It's 0-3 in their first two seasons in the SEC. Really impressed with Gunnar Stockton. He had as many touchdowns as he had incompletions. The Georgia defense definitely stepped up. They only had 2 missed tackles, and their pass rushing unit hasn't really been the best, but they picked it up this game and really affected Arch. Less than 50 rush yards for Texas, and I don't really want to hear anything from anybody else. They are eliminated from playoff contention.
Yeah, but if they got a win there, no, I'm with you. They're done. But if so-and-so lose, nope, they're done. All right. By the way, what do you guys think? Do you guys like the new update from Sketchy with the...
Oh yeah, I think it looks way
Oh
better.
yeah.
Yeah, shout out Sketchy for that. Yeah, this was a good game, like you said. Good game, emphasis. It never really was that close from what I saw. I was also at a game when this one was going on, but big win for Georgia here down the stretch, and Texas is eliminated. This was really their last chance. Even with a win at, against A&M, I don't see them getting in. Adam, look at those numbers from Sorsby. You went from Sorsby Heisman last week to calling him name I won't say on air. So, Arizona beats UC 30-24. I think you were at this game, Adam. Go ahead and go on with your rant.
Oh, go ahead. I'll say the name you didn't want to say. Brendan Soares Shitty. Back at it again. The second half. Sorsby is. I don't know what happens in the second half of the season with these guys, man. I mean, out the gate, first play of the game, Sorsby throws it into triple coverage, intercepted. 2 plays later, Arizona scores. So you just start off on the right, totally the right foot there. They did bring it back. They were able, I'll give them this, in the first quarter at least, they were able to run it pretty much right down Arizona's throat. Tyree Walker had 2 runs of 40-plus just in that quarter alone. But yeah, the defense, man, they held it up for about 2 quarters, and then again in the second half, there's no stops whatsoever. I mean, playing on 4th and 5, they're playing 8 yards back behind the sticks to give them an easy first down. And it's just the little things that last year they had these same problems. They're getting gashed on defense, and then Sorsby looked like he shouldn't be even on the field, quite frankly. And that popped up again today. Or not today, Saturday, sorry. But yeah, just really disappointing.
So Adam, I mean, it seems like even last year the similar issues, like you were saying. I remember you saying the last couple years you're tired of this cushion that the DBs are allowing. You're tired of it, and it still seems to be there. Is that a schematic thing? Is that a lack of confidence in your guys thing? Like, what do you think that is?
They should abolish the 3-5. I never want it to be ran ever again. I hate it. I'm not. You already know this, Paul, but I absolutely hate it. Cause don't get me wrong, this UC defense, on paper at least, has talent. I mean, Dante Corleone's a 3-time All-American. He's going to be in the league. Jake Galday probably going to be in the league. And like all these, like Matthew McDoom and Christian Harrison, they have talent. Like, they're not bad. I personally think it's the scheme, because time and time again, you run 3 down, you're not going to be able to get pressure. So the quarterback just has all day to sit there and read, and eventually a coverage is going to break. So I think they really need to switch it to a 4-down lineman. In this game, I'll give Tyson Veit credit for this. He did run more blitzes in this game, but of course, they didn't help. It actually made it worse, but, I give it credit for trying, I guess.
Yeah. And W for Adam here, he did not keep it short and sweet. He actually dove into that one. So, yeah, good job on that, Adam. Stiggs, do you think it's a schematic issue? Do you got a nugget to give us on this one?
Yeah, I really do think it's a schematic issue. I'm not a big fan of the, rush 3, drop 8. UC runs a lot of zone coverage, and they just kind of sit back, and Fafita kind of picked them apart. That's what Fafita does. He had a 92.1 grade. I did want to shout out former Oregon Duck Chris Hudson. He had over 100 yards and also had a solid PFF grade. But, yeah, like Adam said, UC's a good team. They have a good foundation. It's just I think their weapons on the outside is really what's letting them down. They really don't have a go-to guy that comes up with big plays consistently.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw one more thing. I just completely forgot about this. And this is where I still have a problem with Satterfield. Your best player, I think personally, on the offense, it's not Sorsby. I think it's Joe Royer, personally. And you cannot, granted, he gets double teamed pretty much every game because of, how talented he is. But if you can't scheme up your best player to get more than one target, what are we doing? I know that obviously this is kind of different, but Jamar, and for the Bengals, he gets double teamed a lot. He doesn't have more. The Bengals still somehow scheme him open. If you're playing a D1 coach playing for a Power 5 pro, you should be able to scheme your guys open, and they just can't.
Yeah, nicely put. Who's got this one? Texas A&M and South Carolina. We got a 31-30 comeback. I watched a lot of this game. Marcel Reed, 439 yards, 3 tutties. Sellers looked pretty stellar in the first half, but second half was a completely different game.
Yeah, so I had this one as well, even though conveniently this is the only other game you picked that was in the noon slate, and you gave it to me. But obviously I was at the UC game while this game was going on. And I kept getting the notifications on my phone about South Carolina. I'm like, what the hell's going on? If you're South Carolina, you just can't lose that game. Like, that is just a killer. I mean, this team was supposed to be. People were talking about them being a dark horse for the national championship.
Yeah.
And now they're ineligible now for a bowl game. They went down to 3-7.
Mm-hmm.
It's just inexcusable loss for them.
You're up 31-3. You can't lose. I don't care who you're playing. That's just bad coaching at that point. And rightfully so. That's ended up what happened. Marcel Reed looked really bad in the first half of this game. Nick Harbor had a touchdown as well. South Carolina kind of gave it a fight at the end, but overall A&M stormed back and was able to take this one. Not super impressive to me, considering the caliber of the opponent. But winning is always the most important thing. So an A&M still undefeated at this point in the season. Stiggs?
Yeah, I just want to say Marcel Reed was ugly in the first half. He was 6 of 19, 2 picks, and lost a fumble that was recovered for a touchdown. But he went insane in the second half. But it's not a Heisman moment, in my opinion.
Yep. I'm right there with you. Bryce been awfully quiet. So let's let him talk. Notre Dame beats Pitt 37-15. C.J. Carr, overall pretty good stat line. He did have 2 picks, but also had 2 touchdowns as well.
I would like to add the picks weren't, one of them wasn't even his fault. It was just a botched play. Honestly, both of them you could argue weren't, but one of them was just a botched play from his receiver. This game was really never in question. Notre Dame dominated from the beginning of the game to the end. I think Pitt scored on the last play of the game. They held them 37-9, and they scored with literally as time was expiring to get that additional 6 points on the board. But there's not too much to say about this game. Notre Dame dominated the offensive line and defensive line. Their kicker is still shaky. They might have, they're dominant everywhere else, but their kicker it's not just one kicker. It's their entire kicking unit. They can't kick for crap. Whether it's their first string, second string, they've went through 3 different kickers this season alone, and all of them miss their shot field goals and extra point. So that's the biggest worry. Yeah, they need something.
They need you. Stiggs, what we got for this one?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out was that Pittsburgh was the top 3 rush defense statistically coming into this game, and Jeremiah Love quickly proved that wrong. Ran all over him. C.J. Carr really didn't play his best game, but I did want to shout out the Notre Dame defense continuing to improve and playing better. They never let Mason Heinzel get going. Pitt stud freshman quarterback. He's had a pretty solid year. Definitely brought their season back.
Yeah, definitely. How about this one here, Stiggs? I gave you this one because just played Iowa. You guys, Ducks got USC this weekend. USC beats Iowa 26-21. What do you got?
Yeah, I think USC certified their Big Ten card. They out Iowa, just kind of like Oregon did last week. It was a slow first half, but they got going in the second half. And it's kind of like USC. They've been a second half team. They adjusted and got way more physical in the second half. Per typical, Bakai Lemon was their highest graded player, 84.7. He's an elite playmaker. He had 10 catches for 153. They have a pretty good duo of Lemon and Lane, probably the best in the country, other than Ohio State, in my opinion. And they face Oregon's #1 pass defense, which will definitely be a treat for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. I'm super excited for this. This is definitely game of the week for me. But yeah, Iowa keeps they're on the cusp. Like they were close with Oregon, they were close with USC. But yeah, interesting to see how Gronowski's been. Coming from FCS, but tip cap to USC. Something we haven't been able to say for quite some time is they got a pretty good defense.
Yeah, they've definitely improved a lot.
Yep. Trivia time, and this week I'm gonna let Mr. Stiggs take it away.
Okay, it's not necessarily trivia because, well, it is, but I don't think you guys will guess a lot of them because it's kind of hard to predict. But we're going to go advanced analytics here. All right. It's a lot of the numbers that I reference, not specifically, but a lot of these numbers go into like how these players grade out. So EPA, it's expected points added. Not all yards are equal, gentlemen. These measure how much a play or a series of plays will change a team's expected points. A positive EPA means the offense improved their scoring chances. A negative EPA means they hurt them. This is pretty much the gold standard for measuring efficiency. We're going to go, now that I told you that, we're going to go on EPA per drop pack. Who would you guys think has the highest EPA per drop pack in college football? I got the top 5.
I'm going to say Sam.
Saying is number 1, 0.553.
I'm going to go with Mendoza.
Mendoza is close, but he's not top 5.
Is Dante on here?
Dante is not on here. He is 11th, I believe.
Bryce wanted you to repeat it if you could, kind of just slightly.
The whole thing?
Just the question. The top 5
Top 5 EPA per drop back.
What does that mean for
So-
people that don't know,
Well, he
like
he,
me?
he just went into it, but it's basically the best way to measure efficiency. So expected points
Okay.
per attempt. So basically, not every yard is equal, is what he was saying. So
Yeah.
how
Right, like a
how
five,
efficient?
like a five, yeah, like a 5 yard gain on 1st and 10 is a successful play, but a 5 yard gain on 3rd and 15 is not a successful play. You know,
Gotcha. Yep. Okay, I gotcha.
We got number 1. That was saying we just need 2 through 5.
and I will give you a hint. 2 of them are G5 quarterbacks, but we have shouted them out. And one is from the Big Ten, one is from the SEC.
Is this where Bynum's at?
Nope, but it is American Conference for both of them.
Is
Red
it
Quest?
Mestamaker?
Nope.
I like how we instantly started guessing the group and not the Big Ten SEC.
Yeah.
that's what we do on this pod.
Think service academies.
Wow. Okay.
Oh.
It's got to be Navy then, right?
Horvath.
Yep, Blake Horvath. He's 5th on the
Wow.
list, .331. I'll go ahead and say number 3 because I don't think you guys will name him. I did shout him out as my G5 GOAT, but it's the Air Force quarterback, Liam Zarka,
wow.
.396.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
have
we got
gotten that, to be honest.
One more from the Big Ten at number 2, and number 4 is from the SEC.
Is Simpson on here?
John Mateer.
No and no.
Ooh,
Is it Gunnar Stockton?
It is not.
that's a good guess, Adam. I was thinking.
What about Pavia?
That's it. That's Diego Pavia,
Okay.
.364.
And
And
then
it's not Dante.
this is a sneaky guess.
is
Is
it
it Jaden Mayava? I was
Yeah.
about to say.
It is Jaden Mayava, .382.
Oh,
But I do want to point out it is a substantial gap to number 1. Sain's efficiency has been really insane this year.
not to our college football chat. It hasn't.
Exactly. But so now we're gonna go EPA per rush. It's a key efficiency metric. Are they gaining value every time they touch the ball? Elite rushers typically are gonna be above .1 in this category. I don't think you guys are gonna guess any of these, to be honest.
Oh,
Jeremiah Love's not on here.
Nope. He's close.
So-
but he's
Is your-
Hardy's not on here.
I was about to say.
nope.
Oh, what's the guy from what's his name from North Texas?
Caleb
Hawkins.
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 Yep.
yeah.
Yep. He's
I was-
number
I was-
3.
I was literally having to Google his name because I was like, oh, what is it?
Yeah. See,
So
That's so funny.
one more G5, and then we got one Big Ten, one ACC. I'm sorry, 2 more G5.
we might be cooked on those.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give away the G5. It's Eli Heidenreich, number 5 for Navy. He's been a G5 GOAT.
Get Navy.
Might be another one.
Lucky Sutton.
Oh, yeah. .262. And then we got Will Anderson III for UTSA at .31.
Ooh, go Roadrunners.
Yep. What you guys got for me? Any guesses on the Big Ten running back?
Let me think about
Surely couldn't be biased.
Is it the
it. Yeah. Is it Davison?
It's Davison. He leads the country. .444.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
So the last one is ACC.
It's ACC, yeah, and he has not got a lot of attention because his quarterback is actually the leading rusher on the team.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Well, it's Georgia Tech's running back. I just don't know his name.
Yeah, Malichi Hosley, .284. He actually has.
That hand gave it away. We'll see.
All right, and then I got last one for you. I'm going on
Receiving?
a team stat.
Ooh. Okay.
No, I decided to go team instead of receiving. It's because we always send this graph in the chart in the chat, right?
Yeah.
It's the Parker Fleming guy posted.
Oh yeah.
And all it is measuring success rate. So it kind of takes out the big plays and focuses more on consistency. Like an 80-yard touchdown is graded the same as a 10-yard gain on first down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just whether it's a successful play or not successful play.
Yeah.
So who are you? The top 5 teams in overall success rate.
And this is coming from our special teams coach.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Parker Fleming.
Parker Fleming.
So I'm gonna go with Ohio State's probably on there.
Ohio State is number 1, 0.264.
Is Notre Dame on there?
Notre Dame is on there. They are number 5, 0.235.
What about Indiana?
Indiana's number 2, 0.260.
Is Georgia on there?
Georgia is not. There is one more SEC team on there, and it might not be the
Texas
team
A&M?
you think.
Oh,
Nope.
never
Is it
mind.
Texas?
Nope.
Team
Ole
you
Miss?
wouldn't think.
Nope.
Oklahoma?
Nope.
Ooh.
Alabama.
Nope.
Alabama can't run the ball. Ooh,
Missouri.
No.
ooh. I don't want to start naming like really bad teams and I look stupid.
Vanderbilt?
Yep, there it is. Vanderbilt, third,
okay.
0.25.
I was
You really
thinking I was
skipped
about to be
over
like
Vandy.
Arkansas, like
Kentucky?
I mean,
Yeah.
we're missing one more team, aren't we? Or did we get off?
Yes, sir. Big Ten.
Oregon.
Oregon.
Nope.
USC.
It is USC, 0.249.
I noticed that both the USC with Jaden Mayava was in these stats, and Avia and Vandy was in both these stats as well.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that, grade out well analytically, but you always have to match up these analytics with the eye test.
That's why Bryce didn't even mention we were on there twice either, did you? I see.
Yeah. Yeah, Ohio State. I'm just really saying.
Bias reporting.
I was trying to think of the other ones that we mentioned to see if they were on there as well, but
Yeah, no, I'm just busting your balls, but no, you're good. Yeah, great job, Stiggs. That was great. Like you said,
Good.
It's always got to.
Hope you guys learned something.
That's what tells more about the game to me than scoring on a broken coverage play.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we will move on here next. Click it. Players of the week. Adam, I will start out with you. Who was your player of the week last week?
I almost went with Noah Fafita just for the, why not? But I actually went with Fernando Mendoza of Indiana, obviously. He was 22 of 24 for 299 yards and 4 touchdowns. As the Hoosiers looked a little bit better this Saturday as they beat Wisconsin 31-7.
Good choice. Good choice. Bryce.
player of the week is Gunnar Stockton.
Good
He went
choice.
24 for 29, 4 passing touchdowns, 230 passing yards, and he also ran the ball for 30 yards and a touchdown. Georgia dominated Texas, and he was a focal part of that. He's my player of the week.
Yep. Stiggs.
Call dibs on this man early in the season. Ahmad Hardy, have yourself a day, young man. 25 rushes, 300 yards. Really interested to see how he does against the Sooners this week.
Yeah, that's a great choice there. And before I go, I wanted to say last week I wanted to do this. We missed out on the pod last week because of me, but my player of the week last week, Stiggs, I think you'll like this one. I actually wanted to go with Atticus Sappington from Oregon in the game against Iowa. I thought that he was good, game-winning kick. But this week, I'm going to go with Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. He's getting some Heisman hype, and as he should, he had 9 tackles and an interception, leading Texas Tech. He's the face of the team, being a linebacker. I think it's very impressive.
That would have been my player of the week last week. There was some crazy stat. No players had as many He has 8 interceptions and 3 forced fumbles. Just an insane turnover machine.
Yeah, he's been a stud. Definitely a stud. Good choice there. Now it's time for us to pick our upset of the week. And shout out Trevor for this picture. Who wants to go
Love
first?
that.
Yeah, love that for him.
Yeah, let me go first. I'll go ahead and take this one. I got mine because it's tomorrow night. and I wanted to put a spotlight on it just because it's G5. I'm going Hawaii over UNLV in a Mountain West matchup. All UNLV games are pretty high scoring, and I don't think you can mess around with Michael Alejado and the Rainbow Warriors air raid offense.
Wow, that's ball knowing there. Adam?
I'm sticking into my conference, the Big 12. I'm taking a TCU over Houston. Just, I haven't seen it at all really with Houston this year. I mean, they're a decent team, I'll give them that, but I think TCU's offense, it's very high powered, and I think they can beat them in a shootout at Houston.
Bryce?
My upset of the week is Minnesota over Northwestern. Northwestern's coming over a emotional game this past weekend with Michigan. They almost won the game, lost on a last-second field goal as time expired. They haven't won for the past couple of weeks, and I feel like until they break that trend, it'll be very hard for me to pick them, very hard for them to win. So I like Minnesota over Northwestern.
It's a good choice there. My upset pick, I'm going to go Louisville over SMU. I think Louisville's going to bounce back this week. I do like them to cover. They are 2.5-point dogs as of now. SMU looking really solid down the stretch. I mean, I know we weren't super high on them going into the year, Stiggs. They lost a lot, but Louisville, I think, is just overall the better team. I was really close to picking Pitt over here. I even said it twice in the chat, apparently. But I am going to go with Louisville for my upset of the week. So let's move on to the next one. Stiggs, you're up. You go to the group.
Let's go. Let me give you a quick recap. There's 4 teams that took sole possession of first place in their conference. JMU remains unchanged in the Sun Belt. So SDSU took out Boise State. They took first in the Mountain West. Jacksonville State beat Kennesaw State, took first in Conference USA. Western Michigan took out OU, and they now took first place in the MAC. Did want to shout out Navy beating Navy beating USF. I think we kind of wrote them off after their losses to North Texas and Notre Dame. My goats of the group, really quickly, wanted to shout out Caleb Hawkins. I can't keep making him a goat, but he had 189 and 5 tugs, so I got to shout him out. Jacob Clark, Missouri State quarterback, 330 and 4 touchdowns, led the Bears to a win and a 7-3 record in their first season in the FBS. My GOAT of the group, Caleb Nix, safety for Jacksonville State. Yes, the brother of Bo Nix and Hez Johnson. He had 11 tackles, 8 solo, and 2 interceptions. So shout out Caleb Nix. I did want to shout out, I kind of already alluded to it, UNLV, Boise State, the big Mountain West matchup Friday. Should San Diego State slip up, they are definitely in prime position to take first place because Boise State will have the tiebreaker. ECU at UTSA is a big game because UTSA is a totally different game at home. But ECU, intriguingly enough, still has a shot to make the playoff in the American Conference because they have a good conference record, but they're 7-3 overall. So,
interesting. And those are all great. I didn't know Tez Johnson's Bo Nix's brother, huh? I've never seen that on any broadcast.
No, yeah,
I didn't know that.
That's the one thing you learned from this podcast, huh?
Great work as always, Stiggs. Great stuff to look forward to. SDSU, they've been hot lately. If they didn't have that weird loss to Hawaii where they were blown out, I mean, I think they'd be fighting for a potential playoff spot.
Dude, there was such a boring offense that they ran the other week and got the dub. But it's okay. First place is first place,
Dub.
Right, got the dub.
Adam, you are up. It's your turn. Accurate or BS? Give us a statement.
All right. The Big 12 will have 2 playoff teams this season.
Oh.
Accurate or BS?
Mm,
I like this. This is a good question.
good job, Adam.
Yeah, I think
Appreciate it.
I'm gonna call accurate just because I see a way where Texas Tech wins out, BYU wins out, and BYU only loses to Texas Tech in the conference title game. That we've seen SMU was on the bubble last year and lost their conference title game, and they didn't get pushed out.
Yeah.
So I think why would you punish a team that earned the right to play an extra game and give a team that didn't earn that right a spot? You're
Yep.
not going to punish them for that.
So you're
So I say
saying
accurate. I think it's possible.
even if they have two losses, but they're both losses are to the same team, they shouldn't be punished as much.
No, he's saying more that if you are in the conference championship and that's your second loss, you shouldn't be punished compared to a team that didn't even make their conference championship.
Yeah, like if you're in the playoff when you go to your conference championship game, unless you get blown out like by like a large margin, then like you shouldn't lose your playoff spot.
SMU,
I don't.
and this is a perfect example because SMU and Clemson played in the ACC championship, and there was a lot of talk about Bama getting in over them because they were just sitting there waiting last year and didn't end up getting
But
in. They
that was
still kept SMU in because they lost
that
in the
that was SMU's only loss, though, correct?
no, no. They
I
weren't
thought the first
undefeated.
time they. Okay, well, who were their losses?
I'm pretty sure they lost to Clemson last year. SMU
That's
in
what I'm saying.
2024
Yeah, they lost to Clemson, and
twice,
then
I think.
oh, they did.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I thought they
they
were undefeated going into that game.
let
That's why I
let
asked
me
the
just double
question.
check this. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
verifying this
no,
here.
that's why I asked the question because I find it kind of interesting that technically BYU had two losses, but if they were both to the same team and they were being punished again for playing in the conference championship, I can see the argument for why they should be in.
No, so
But
looking at it right here, it wasn't. Um, they did not lose twice to the same team. They lost earlier on in the year to BYU last year, and then lost
that's right.
again in the conference championship game, and they did not get punished for it.
Yeah, and then I mean, I agree. I think I'll say it's accurate. There's a real chance, and I think this has a little bit more to do with uh, who else is going to be available to go in. I feel like there's a lot of teams this year that could be fighting for that 10th, 11th, 12th spot.
And the
But
G5
in
gets a spot too, so you have to think about
exactly, yep. So it could get kicked out with that second loss. But I do believe that if it's a situation where BYU and Texas Tech play, and BYU beats Tech for the conference championship, there's a real chance Tech could make the playoff, and BYU would automatically be in.
I think even
So
if BYU doesn't get the doors blown off them, then they'd still get in even with a loss to Tech.
yeah, it is very well possible.
With that being said, I'm going to call BS on this. Um, I think that what you guys just laid out is 100% correct. But do I think it's going to happen? See, that's where it's like, yeah, I think BYU has a good chance to win out. Do I trust the committee, though, to value them versus a two-loss SEC team? I, like if they compare a BYU resume versus like Alabama right now, Bama wins out. Do they give the nod to Bama with their quote unquote ranked wins? See, that's where I just don't know. I agree with you guys that that's how it should be. Is that going to happen? Does BYU have a chance to lose again? I think their highest chance is probably this Saturday, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they play UC Saturday.
on the road too,
Yeah,
right?
very low
Yeah.
chances of losing.
We will be boots on the ground.
Yay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it comes down to a team like Utah, I don't think so. I think it literally has to be BYU wins their next two, Tech wins their next two, they play in the conference championship. And unfortunately, if you guys might disagree with me here, I think they'd give the edge to Bama because I think Tech blows out BYU. in the
I
conference
agree with them.
championship game.
I agree with them blowing them out.
They did the first time.
That's what I mean. Like, I don't see it changing very much either. And if they get blown out twice by Tech, I could see them going with a team. Now, if they lose close or something, yeah, whatever. But, like, I think Tech's by far the best team in the Big 12.
Yeah, and the committee loves Tech.
Yeah.
They should.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna go with that.
I didn't mean it as a slight.
Adam, what do you think about your own question?
Yeah, I'm gonna call BS on this one as well. Just because I think now, call me delusional or whatever. BYU, when they go play UC this weekend, I mean it's nip at night, should be electric. They could very well lose that game.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, it makes it very murky because I think there's like 4 other teams besides them that could jump them. So, like, the easier way would just win out. If them two went out and Tech wins again, I still think BYU would get left out. But just because, again, with how unpredictable this conference is, I don't think BYU wins out. So, therefore, I'm going to say no.
Go Cats! That's what he's saying. I'm
No,
reading
not
through
them.
it.
Whoever they play week
They play
14.
UCF next.
Go Knights.
All right, next up. Let's go ahead and do our locks of the week. Stiggs, what about your lock?
I'm going back to a well I haven't gone to in a long time, and it's a risky well.
Is it
But
Maryland?
it's the Iowa. It's the Iowa State and Rocco Becht well.
that one.
After starting strong, they have broke their 4-game winning streak. After they beat TCU last week, 4.5. They're the favorites over Kansas State. Lock it in, or not Kansas State. Sorry, Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah, I like that. I thought you were gonna go with me and you. We were riding high on Malik Washington, Maryland. They lost 6 straight games after that.
Bro, we went back and forth with the Maryland well.
They're done. They're cooked.
Yeah, I can't pick them again. I went back to I was gonna go back to the Cal well, and I didn't, and then they ended up winning. And I was like, God, I just can't. I just don't know which well to go to, so we're going back to Rocco.
Yeah, Bryce, what's your lock?
My lock of the week is Nebraska +8 against Penn State.
Ooh.
I was almost going to pick this as my upset pick, but my locks have been kind of bad, so I feel like hitting this as a lock is a little bit safer of a pick. So I'm taking Nebraska +8 against Penn State.
Okay.
TJ Lateef and Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson's a freaking beast. He was going to be an honorable mention player of the week for me last week. He's an electric running back.
I like how before the season this would have been Raiola versus Aller, and now it's neither one.
Yeah, for real.
Reminds me of that Rock versus John Cena once in a lifetime.
Lateef versus Grunkmeyer.
Yeah, exactly. That's a surprising line to me. I mean, it must be pretty high on Penn State now. You should definitely get a quality win if you beat them, is all I'm saying. Adam,
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly, right? I knew you'd bet that one. And, you cannot switch to basketball.
Well, too bad. So I have a 2-parter for this one. My lock is going to be BYU -2.5 against Cincinnati. Just simply put, we don't got it. That's no. Simply, we ain't no. Second part, I got a parlay for everybody in here.
Oh my gosh, he told me about
So
this earlier.
here's what we're gonna do. BYU -2.5 first leg. Lock. Louisville -8.5 against Cincinnati basketball. Lock. New England Patriots money line against the Bengals. Lock. And then Inter Miami against Cincinnati. Boom. Because, we're not allowed to have nice things here.
The anti-Cincy cook of a lifetime.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's so confident in it, too. I mean, maybe you do that and they win all 4. Right?
That's kind of supposed to be the point, but,
Okay. Well, my lock of the week I am going to go with Illinois minus 7.5 over Wisconsin. I think that's a pretty low line. I know this is a rivalry game. Every Big Ten West game is a rivalry game that's older than dirt. But I think Illinois is a lot better than Wisconsin. The only thing is, I'm relying on Luke Altmaier. Never thought I'd say that before, but fellas, non-ball knowers don't know this. Real ball knowers like us know this. Stiggs, Wisconsin has a great run defense. You just don't see it.
Yeah, they've had an emergence from a couple true freshman linebackers that are just making plays for them. Wisconsin's kind of low key been playing good lately. They gave Washington some trouble early too. They've been
beat
playing
'em,
good
yeah.
first halves.
They beat them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm sorry, they gave Indiana trouble in the first half last week, and then Indiana blew them out in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take Illinois to cover, but I think they win by like 10. I think it's something sloppy like 20-10 because I still don't trust them to score, realistically.
Goatmeyer for the dub.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that they're going to have to throw the ball, and I think Illinois can do that. So that's where I'm going with that. But we'll go on to our 6 games to pick. Fellas, not the deepest slate this week. Every slate's a good slate in college football, but not the highest rated week of top games, I will say that. But we're still here for it. That's what we do. So we'll start out here in week 13. And we will go in the noon slate with Miami at Virginia Tech. The fact this had to be a game to pick, I think we're going to clean sweep this. Miami's minus 18.5. So do we all picking Miami?
Yes.
Man,
Yep.
All right. By the way, James Franklin, elite hire for them. I actually really like that. I think he'll turn them around.
I don't know how they pulled it.
Yeah.
Do you have ties?
That's it. You real quick though, we could have done Louisville SMU. I'm pretty sure they're playing this week. That'll be a
Oh
good
my
game.
gosh, I picked that in my upset. How did I not put that on here?
All good. All good. We move.
Yeah, we move.
We
We
ball.
could replace it. Let's just replace it. How about that? Instead of an 18.5 point spread, so I'll put it on the graphic. Louisville and SMU. That's my upset pick, though, so whatever.
I was going with Louisville as well in that game.
I took Louisville.
Give me SMU.
Okay. Bryce?
Ooh. I think I might take SMU as well.
Okay. I'm going to change my upset pick to Pitt. Wait, never mind. That's on here. God dang it. I'll figure that out. Either way, we're split 2-2. Good point. Speaking of that game, we'll go ahead and hop over to it. Georgia Tech versus Pitt. What do you guys think here? This is at Georgia Tech, 7 o'clock kick on ESPN, minus 2.5 for Georgia Tech, over under 61.5. Adam,
Yeah.
go. Are you on it? You want it, Stiggs?
Yeah. I wanted to gush about Haynes King real quick.
Go ahead, let it
My
out.
goat. Yeah, just Haynes King's the GOAT. Top 3 in yards per game. Second most rushing yards for a QB with 807. I think he's the most valuable player in college football. Yeah, give me Georgia Tech.
Bryce.
Georgia Tech's been struggling recently. Last week and this week. If I had to pick one right now, I think I might take Pitt for the upset.
Yeah, I'm going to take Pitt too, more so Georgia Tech's defense has been really bad. They almost lost to Boston College last week, who might actually be the worst team in FBS. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Pitt for the upset. I love Haynes King, but they can't throw him at linebacker. So I will go with Pitt. Adam?
Yeah, eat shit, Pitt. I'm going with Georgia Tech.
You just love Stiggs, don't you?
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
do.
My dog.
Next game, 24th ranked Houston, bruh. We're going to go with them. Giving back my shoe. Connor Wegman at home minus 1.5 against TCU. 4 o'clock kick. I think this is someone's pick as well.
Yeah, this is my upset pick, so I will look for a different game. I'm going with TCU.
It's a thin slate this week to be picking.
Yeah.
You're taking TCU. I also think I'm going
Yeah, I
to take TCU. I think they've had some hiccups, but Houston's had some really, really close games. That's why they're 8-2 and they're ranked 25th. They cannot pull away from anybody except Oklahoma State. Sorry, Bryce. Um,
Good.
but yeah, I'm gonna go with TCU. Bryce.
Give me Hugh.
Oh, you're taking Houston? Sticks?
I'll take it. I'll take a Houston, bro. Give me
Houston,
Houston, bro.
You take
Yeah,
Houston,
I'm
bro.
Houston, bro.
I'm taking Houston as well.
You have to
I
say
think
it right though.
give back my shoe.
Yes.
Taking Houston.
People in
Give
the
back
chat
my
are
shoe.
probably like, "What the hell are these guys talking about?" Oh, the lore behind that. Here, I'll let you get some fun out here though. Bryce, start us out with this one. We got Missouri and OU playing. OU coming off a big one. They're at home. They're -6.5 against OU and Ahmad Hardy. This is a noon kick over under 42.5.
Man, I really hate having to pick OU, but I can't sacrifice the record right now. I think OU's defense is just too. Mizzou without their starting quarterback isn't going to be too good. I think OU's going to win this game comfortably.
Yeah, that's a good pick. By the way, Adam, you can eat shit because my upset pick, I'm going to take Florida at home to upset Tennessee.
Okay, well,
Spice it up a little bit. How about this game, though, Adam? Mizzou or OU?
yeah, give me the Sooners though. Roll easily in this game.
I'm also going to take OU, but I don't know how easily, though. I think it'll be within 10. Stiggs?
I want to take Missouri, I really do, but Oklahoma's kind of like UC. I can't get them right this year. I'm just gonna roll Oklahoma, but don't sleep on Mizzou. They have a stout defense. I saw a stat when I was researching this game. They're the only team that has a top 10, not the only team. They have a top 10 pass rush grade and a top 10 run defense grade. The only teams that have that are Indiana, Texas, and Texas Tech.
Oh, that's a good stat. Next game, we got Texas A&M at home playing Samford, who's 1-10 in the Southern. Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we were in week one. Can I go back here a little bit? BYU versus UC. Nip at night, Adam. Big game. You took BYU -2.5, over under 55.5. You're not a believer in backwards hat sat in this one.
It should be a LinkedIn stat. Like I said, as of right now, I have no confidence. Just because I feel like when we get to Nippert and they start playing, it's going to be the same problems that keep coming up. Because, I don't know, they just don't know how to adjust sometimes. But yeah, just give me BYU.
Stiggs, tell us who to believe in.
Yeah, I will be boots on the ground, Nip at night, hoping to link up with Adam. I will be down there at this game. The really key is Jeff Caldwell, Cyrus Allen, Joe Royer. Those boys need to step up. I don't know if it's a scheme like Adam alluded to earlier, but those guys got to get some targets. They got to make some plays for Sorsby because Sorsby in the run game plays well. The big factor in this game, since he runs that zone heavy defense, rush 3, drop 8, Bear Bachmeyer has had his best graded game against Iowa State, who runs the same defense. So just watch out for that. I'm picking BYU. I'm hoping it's an anti-jinx, so I see a dub in person.
That's true. It looks like a fun one, by the way. Elite video drop by UC about their uniforms. Not even that the uniform was something crazy, just elite video by them. Bryce? Go ahead, Adam.
I believe in Bear Bachmeyer right now at this point in the season. I've honestly kind of fell down on Cincy. They've kind of let me down a little bit, so I'm taking BYU.
Yeah, you're the only one on this pod they let down. That's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
This is disappointing me, honestly.
I'm
Honestly,
gonna
they
take.
could.
Oh, you guys make me want to take UC at home. Nip at night, Adam. Survival on the line, but realistically, BYU has really answered all the games except for the Tech ones. Every time they've been picked against, then it seems like they're the underdog. Clearly, they end up winning that game somehow. So I'm gonna go with a clean sweep and take BYU. Not confidently. Now we get to our game of the week. Stiggs, how's it feel having your team being the game of the week?
Feels pretty good, man. Feels pretty good. I'm feeling pretty confident, but
Yeah, they got you guys -10.
I know, and the line started at like minus I think 7.5. It's gone up. I think that line's a little high. I think it's going to be a close game. USC definitely improved their run defense, but they are still outside the top 50 in terms of their run defense, and Oregon is first in the country in run offense. Oregon is also first in the country in pass defense, and USC has been the most efficient pass offense in the country with Lemon and Lane. King Miller is also someone to look out for on the ground. Paul shouted him out, put him on some people's radar. But yeah, it's going to be a great game. I'm going to pick Oregon. I'm going to ride the Ducks. Let's go here. What you guys
Yeah.
think?
I'm gonna take the Ducks as well. Yeah.
Lincoln Riley 1-7 on the road against top 25 opponents
Yeah.
I'm glad you said
at,
that.
at USC.
At USC, Lincoln Riley has not been very good in big games. He's choked a lot of his big games, and especially the road games. Or USC going to Oregon, I don't like that matchup. Or USC, I think they'll choke, and Oregon will prevail. I take Oregon.
I will say one thing about this though, and this is less about Oregon and more about USC. Stick, you'll probably agree with me. Lincoln Riley has been terrible in big games at USC, but this is probably his best suited team he's had since he's been there to be able to stay in a game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. They definitely have a more physical defense. They have a good secondary. They're not afraid to play physical in their run game as well. Like you pointed out, King Miller a couple weeks ago. He's been pretty hot. He's been going over 100 almost every game. Mayaava's pretty good too. But if you compare Mayaava and USC's home performances versus their road performances this year, there's a big drop off in play.
Yeah. Yeah, I still confidently would take the Ducks. I'm just saying, like you alluded to, Caleb Williams type USC with Lincoln Riley was playing basically how the Bengals play, which it's just a shootout, and that's not a reliable way to win. Adam?
Yeah, I'm also gonna take the Ducks here. Just nothing else to say besides go Ducks.
You're going to say it. You're going to keep it
Short and sweet, baby.
Short and sweet. There we go. That's all we got for the pod tonight, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Started a little bit late, ended right on time. But thank you, everybody, for joining and watching the podcast tonight. Anybody want to say anything?
Go Pokes.
Oregon Ducks.
Go
That's
Cats,
all.
I guess.
Go Bucks. I had a great time at the game last week. Yeah, so that will be it, and we